if you keep talking back to yourself in a conversation, that's a bad sign.
Says a podcaster.
I'm not talking about myself. We're talking about the origins of words and sayings and common proverbs.
Get ready for some wasted words.
Ah! That is what early dialect may sound like. So welcome back to Wasted Words. Today we are delving into words and where they come from. This is Wasted Words etymology / when I looked it up, perhaps phraseology, but I don't know if that's a real thing. Have you heard of phraseology? Etymology is like the origins of
That's
language.
like words, yeah.
So my little
Could also say this is the Wasted Words episode.
This episode we get wasted on some words. We find the words while we waste on them. So we're fully wasted in this episode on words, and we're gonna dive into a little bit. We're gonna touch, fun. We want origins. We want to get to the bottom of stuff. But I will say to start that recently I found out the reason things are, popular. What's it called? Letters. Everyone knows you have consonants, or everyone. Some people, unless I don't know what
Vowels?
Yeah, vowels and consonants. And I learned that vowels, it comes from the Latin word. I don't know the Latin word, but it comes from the Latin word that means it is translated to voice, meaning vowels are the letters that use your voice, which is interesting because it's like if you say you need like breath, or I guess you need your voice for it, versus consonants roughly translate to like come with a sound. So meaning like most consonants are just like a
A is actually a vowel.
no, like our specific like sounds where it's just
More
like
of like
that,
a mouth sound than a throat sound.
like exactly like a
Like
T is a really common one. T is like a but I will say the
rather than
the video I heard this from said, oh, like D technically uses your voice because when you say D it sounds like da. But I was driving in the car while I was listening to this, and I was like, technically, wouldn't it? You could do like, do, do, do. Is that not? Do? Like da does have like a voice to it versus like T, but you can do like D and T are basically interchangeable. Early dialect I think V and B were basically interchangeable, or maybe W and V, which is funny to me. But anyways,
rhyme there.
anyways, words. We're getting to the bottom of stuff. We're finding the origin. We're here to discuss etymology. And I kind of want to open it up. Can we open it up with your? Do you want to open it with your segment?
Yeah, let's get into it. So I have prepared some fun words and their actual origin, plus an origin that either I made up or found is like a common misnomer.
Oh, so these, okay.
So you're going to have to guess, it's 50-50, what the true origin of each word is.
Here we go.
Okay, first one, caterpillar.
Yeah.
Option 1, an early French word meaning hairy cat, or a Latin word for a curved column.
Whoa, I'm going to say the French word because we borrow a lot of French words.
Correct.
Really?
1 point for Declan. You're going to have to keep track of your points.
Okay, I have one.
Good job.
How many are there? What percentage do I want to get?
I think there's 9. That would have been cool if I did 10.
But easy to calculate. Still easy to calculate. Okay.
Okay, second one, clue.
Good board game.
Either from Greek, ball of yarn, or French, cut of glass used to magnify.
I'm going to say Greek, ball of yarn.
Correct again.
Really?
This comes from the myth of the labyrinth, where they used a ball of yarn as a path to the solution.
That's the clue.
Clue. Not French, though.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't know what ancient Greek sounds like.
Next up, jackpot.
Jackpot.
Number 1, prescribed from a jack of fairy tale origin, likely Jack and the Beanstalk. Number 2, referencing the jacks in a deck of cards.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
I'm going to say the first one.
The fairy tale?
Yeah.
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
Actually refers to the jacks in a deck of card when the pot gets so big that only a pair of
Oh.
jacks can open it
What
up or
card
something.
game?
I have no idea.
That's funny. Medieval card games. They must have been lit. I bet people were killed over medieval card games.
I don't know that it was medieval.
Okay.
I don't know
Maybe-
how long a
when
deck of cards is.
When were cards first created? Because those have got to
like
be hard
not
to
in
make.
medieval time.
Well, they're
Maybe.
like definitely Western, right? Like
I
old
actually
timey
don't
Western.
know like where.
If you play a video game, they have like poker and Western games.
Okay.
I think.
And that's science.
True fact.
Okay, next up, hypocrite. From
Ooh.
Hippocrates, used to describe a non-believer in math or science revelations in ancient times, or the ancient Greek word for an actor.
Ooh. I'm gonna say ancient Greek word for actor.
That's correct.
Yeah, you were
Didn't
trying to do
fall
like
for my
you were trying to do like
Hippocrates.
hypotenuse type something.
Yeah,
maybe?
Hippocrates. That's the guy.
Oh, that's funny. I almost fell for it.
This is my favorite one. Curfew.
Curfew. C-U. Oh,
It's now a spelling bee. Oh, we should make that a segment.
that would no. I would fail.
Yeah, I know. I would too. Okay, curfew. From cover fire in French, a signal sounded in medieval European towns to put out their stoves at night to like prevent
Yeah.
fires.
Okay.
Or from Old English, the combination of cura, meaning a surly person, and few, meaning scarce, so to effectively make unruly people scarce.
Ooh, this is a hard one. Either one is fully believable. I'm gonna say the second one. Make hard people scarce.
Make hard people scarce.
Maybe- yeah.
I gotcha. This is my favorite one to write.
It felt really like it's so down a rabbit hole that
It
it
was
could
actually
be true.
a signal that European towns would sound at night to cover up their fire to prevent
Okay.
big burns.
That's funny.
Next up, you're familiar with this? Muscle.
Muscle.
Muscle. From Latin, he mule.
Mm.
From Latin, little mouse.
So both Latin. Little mouse. I'm
or
gonna say
he mule.
I'm gonna say little mouse.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's like a muscle is like a small mouse or what?
It comes from the origin of, you might have to give us a visual here,
No.
that the bicep and tendon resemble a
Oh.
mouse and tail.
That's really interesting.
So no visual.
Use your imagination. You
Uh,
follow along at home.
Everyone flex
if you're
right
in the
now.
car.
Next up, hiccup.
Little mouse. That's funny.
Isn't that
That's
interesting?
an interesting factoid.
Interesting factoid.
Interesting fact.
Hiccup. Does it mean high cough from
Were you waiting for
Latin origin? What?
it almost looked like you were waiting for me to do a hiccup.
I know, it's kind of a fun sound. And related to that, or is it an onomatopoeia resembling the sound made?
I think it's an onomatopoeia.
That's correct. I should have been saying it hiccup instead of hiccup. Okay, next up we have nickname.
Okay, hold on. The onomatopoeia is almost too obvious. I didn't choose it.
That's true.
As in, like,
but you did choose it
well, like,
with like no hesitation.
yeah. I mean, it felt like it. What are? Yeah. Anyway,
Nickname. 1 from Old English ekname, meaning additional name misheard from an ekname as nickname. 2 from Old English originating from Saint Nicholas as a to represent the relationship of Father Christmas to Saint Nicholas, which is now
Oh.
called Santa Claus.
I'm gonna say ekname.
That is correct. And ekname as nickname.
That's funny. Old English is so weird. You see Old English and it like.
It's funny how just like misinterpreting something just cements it in language forever.
I think Old English is probably what English sounds like to non-native speakers.
I don't know what Old English sounds like.
Well, I'd imagine like it's
A
close
nickname.
enough.
A nickname. Next up, crayfish. Do you know what a crayfish is?
Is that like a crawfish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the saying, we're gonna say crayfish.
Okay.
From Old German cribis, meaning crab or shellfish, or from Old French crevice, like a crack, which sounded like fish to English speakers.
I'm gonna say the first one.
Crevish. It is in fact crevish.
It's crevish. It's crevish.
It was Old French crevice,
Why?
which people heard as fish,
Why did they call it crevish?
because that was just the French word, and English speakers heard it as
I thought you were saying like
crevice.
crevasse.
crevasse. I mean, however you want to say it.
Like I didn't know if they lived in a place like that. Crevish.
So that's why they're called fish, despite being crustaceans like crabs.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never had crawfish, but I know that when you eat them, it's like you gotta be like make sure you tear the head off or something. Like you.
Oh, I don't know if I've eaten them, but I've gone swimming with them, and that
Really?
kind of scary.
Have you ever seen someone do like a seafood boil and then they're like gotta suck the head and then like
No, I don't consume
Okay.
mukbang content like you do.
well, like the guys that are like next we're gonna put this health inspector on the grill.
The health inspector.
Do you know that?
No,
Have you seen?
I have
this
no
is
idea what you're talking
Someone else
about.
told me. Do you know the Aki way?
You're
it's
just
like-
saying words
no.
now.
It's like a guy in New York.
Okay, etymology episode. He's just making up words
No,
already.
this is actually real. I mean, this is like modern day etymology, but it's like the Aki way is like a guy, like a bodega in New York. They're like that makes like, like Philly
Cheesesteaks,
bacon, egg, and cheese and
Oh.
stuff like that.
bagels.
But then they'll be like, "Yo, can we put this in and do it the Aki way?" And he would like grill it in. And then I saw like a parody of it that was like, "Next we're gonna put the health inspector on the grill," and it was like, "Yo, Ak, how often you clean your grill?" And his saying is like, "Never, never, never,"
Oh.
because they
That's
say
funny.
never. Don't forget the bev. You can't have a bacon, egg, and cheese without a bev. Apparently, I've never actually had a bacon, egg, and cheese in New York, but it's like a thing
Sounds like we
there.
gotta go to New York to
We're in New
really
York.
experience this.
Episode 13 in New York. No, just
Ooh.
kidding.
Are we on 12?
Maybe if that's when this was released. No, yeah, we are.
Might be a back pocket episode.
Etymology 12. Where does 12 come from?
Don't know. However, we are on the last guess the origin.
I've gotten 2 wrong, I think.
You've been doing good. It's
I
kind
gotten
of
crevasse
annoying.
and one of the other ones.
I think nickname I got you.
No, I got Ekname on that.
Oh, you did.
It was one of the early ones. I got the 3rd one wrong.
Jackpot.
Yeah, I got jackpot wrong. Jackpot.
Oh, and I got you on curfew.
Wait, you got me. So I've gotten 3 wrong.
Wait, didn't I get you on curfew?
To
make the Unruly people
Yeah,
scared.
you did.
That was my best move.
Okay, I've gotten 3 wrong then.
Okay.
So this is the win or go home, I think.
Okay.
Podcast ends here if I get this one wrong.
Well, then I picked a
Do
good
we
last
put this
one.
segment last or first?
The word is island. From Old English island, but spelt without the S.
Okay.
Or from Latin insula, also meaning island.
It's insula. I think it's insula.
So, this one is a trick question to end on. It is from the Old English island, but scholars assumed it was from Latin insula and added the S in retroactively. So that's how we get our current
Oh.
word, island, spelled with an S.
Interesting.
So you were right,
So
because you couldn't be wrong.
let's go. Okay, wait. It's not the last segment then. That's awesome. So I got 6 out of
Congrats.
9.
Ooh.
Nice score. Fire. The curfew one I think might have been one of the best. That
I was
one,
proud of that
one got
one.
me good. So yeah, now you guys know. Let me know.
Comment
think-
how you did below.
Yeah, follow along. What did you learn today? Did you pray today? I think the motto of today is Wordsters Unite. What we're gonna talk about is one of my favorite things is sayings. Well, actually, this is yeah. I just love sayings and finding out where you hear them from. So I've brought some sayings that I just want to say, this is where these sayings come from. So today, you may have heard of Baker's Dozen.
Yeah.
You have. Yeah, okay, actually this
That's
is
when you get I'll tell you what I think it
Yeah,
is.
what do you think it
I
is?
think that's when you get like an extra donut or something
Well,
in your dozen.
that is what it is.
Yeah.
That's a baker's dozen.
Well, I'm just explaining the idiom. And,
Okay, yeah.
or what are
And
these?
so a proverb or a common saying, an idiom.
Yeah.
The baker's dozen originates from it was a law passed in medieval England, I think, that was called the Assize of Bread and Ale, which was meant to basically write into law that bakers could not undersell. There was a required weight for the amount of for your loaf. So in order to not undersell and like be on the right side of the law, bakers would throw in an extra slice of bread into their loaf to try to make sure that the weight was above the minimum.
Interesting.
Did I say it was from 1262? I also have that fact.
Awesome.
Basically meaning it is a real thing. Baker's dozen. It's not because they're nice necessarily, which I'm sure most bakers are nice.
Yeah, I just lost my face.
But-
Bakers. I thought they were just kind of homies.
But apparently the baker's dozen comes from people not wanting to be punished. Because I'm assuming if you're on the wrong side of the law in medieval times, like, well, okay, first of all, I think medieval times sort of gets a bad rap for like the torture stuff, but I
I can look past torture, but
but if you're underselling me on bread,
that's where I draw the line.
draw and quarter him. But I've heard that most of the medieval torture stuff is actually like very nitpicky. Because think about it, like medieval times is like a stretch of what, like 1,000 to 500 years.
Actually,
surely,
gun to my head, I could not tell you what years are included in medieval
well,
times.
I know 1200 is medieval for sure, at least in Europe. But
and for the U.S., it's 2026.
woof. But think about this, like if you like 1,000 years, you're gonna be able to find some messed up people. Think about like the U.S. in the last 100 years. There's a plenty of bad history. Stuff's not that far away, but when you look at like 1200s,
I mean, I think things have generally improved since medieval times in terms of like disease.
oh, quality of life,
and
sure. Well, germ theory was invented.
Germs were invented.
But I don't actually know if this is true or not, but I heard that a lot of blacksmiths would be what's the word? Handicapped because many people thought what they did was like black magic. Thus blacksmith, sort of in like the alchemy era, and so they didn't want blacksmiths to be too powerful, so often they would like mess up one of their legs, I guess. So it was like lore accurate that a lot of blacksmiths have a limp. Whereas like
wow, just like in How to Train Your Dragon.
I was gonna say How to Train Your Dragon. I don't think that guy was handicapped because he literally had a peg leg. I hope he wasn't handicapped. But yeah, that guy
from
hobbled.
Them dragons.
Dragon.
Thank you for committing to the Scottish accent. I did not.
He also has one of my favorite things about that film is he has a pebble as one of his teeth. He has like a missing tooth, and the blacksmith has a pebble where it's gone. Have you noticed that? He'll like play with it.
I don't remember that, but
be
that's
like,
cute. Oh, I think I do remember that. I really remember the helmet breastplate.
I'm gonna say oh, that one's crazy. Most of these sayings that I got were from medieval times because I think it's easier to trace down the origins of something because times weren't moving very fast. I'm assuming, like if you think of versus now, and it's more likely for something to become a common saying if it happens like year in and year out versus now, like. You know, you talk about NFTs. That's old news.
Language evolves and falls so quickly right now.
Yeah, exactly. Language rises, and then as soon as whatever Stanford or Harvard comes out with their word of the year, it immediately loses any relevance. Last year, it was like there were some bad
Wasn't it like Riz.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that where it's like, all right, now that Harvard recognizes it in their dictionary, we're not using this. Well, I should say I didn't use that. I'll come out and say that. This next one I like though, dead as a doornail.
Dead as a
doornail.
Have
you heard this?
I have heard that.
Yeah, how about this? We're already doing this, but I say it and then you give the meaning or the perceived meaning.
Yeah, I think that means very dead.
It does. It does, and it stems from medieval times. Medieval woodworkers would commonly strike nails into the wood or the structure or whatever, and then hit them sideways, basically like bending the head of the nail into it, so that the nails couldn't be like removed or they would be like locked into place, essentially like rendering the nail useless
Mm.
after they put them into the structure. But when I looked up this like saying, all I could think of was like, what did a medieval nail look like? Cause like I think of like the singular cylinder with a flat head. I don't think they were making them like that.
That's interesting. It's probably I have like a vision in my head, but I guess it would probably just be like a more
Like,
gnarly, less refined version of like whatever we think of.
but whatever I'm envisioning can't be struck sideways. Like I'm envisioning like a thick metal stake, which I don't think is the case.
I'm thinking of kind of like a T structure.
Oh, I could see that,
I'll
and that
look
would
into
also
this.
make a lot of sense for striking it.
Give me the origin. Or wait, that was the origin.
That is a
You can talk
doornail.
about
Well,
the
you can just
design.
say, yeah. I mean, medieval nail would probably get you there, but I don't know when was metal conquered? Like, were they able to like industrialize metal nails? Like, is that blacksmith shit? They were probably flat, right?
I don't know if it's just because I'm a woman, but all I'm seeing is like fingernail designs.
These were princess nails. That's amazing. Go on incognito mode. All right, while you're looking that up.
Oh, yeah, this is kind of what I had in mind. Just a very janky
Yeah, I
version
mean
of a
it's
modern
essentially
nail.
just a super rugged nail.
It's more
It's very weathered.
prism shaped than round.
Yeah, yeah. It basically is like
The editor will add in an image.
no. The editor might not.
The editor
The
will
editor
add
may.
in sparkles.
The editor may. It basically just starts at a diameter and then at a same like distance goes down to a point almost.
What are you describing?
The nail, the nail. And the next saying is, "Get off scot-free."
Oh, I think I have heard.
I
this
told you this
before,
last
yeah.
week because I thought it was really interesting.
Get off scot free means like you're clean, like you're
Yeah,
no strings.
no strings attached. Get off scot-free comes from medieval England. Who would have thought? Where it was common for peasants to have to like pay their feudal lords at the end of every week or month from like however much they made, which I don't actually know the economics of medieval peasants. I just kind of assume they all worked for one guy. But I guess they had their own money, maybe gold. But this payment was called scotage, and the poorest peasant would not have to pay the scotage, meaning they would get off scot-free, which is fascinating. But I also don't know, like, like what were there like? Surely there were towns where there was like people that were like, I'm gonna be the poorest this month.
I'm sure you're not striving. Well, maybe.
But what if you're like the second poorest and you're like, I have to pay anyways?
Sell all your things real quick.
But then do you make that you made that money?
I think it
Give
depends.
away your things.
I think it depends what the margins are on that.
Like if you marry off your daughter,
They probably don't know who the poorest is.
they were like, Jim,
I
again.
don't know. All of my knowledge of like medieval serfdom comes from like 6th grade and watching
Oh.
BBC Merlin.
I feel like so much of my history knowledge is like from little tidbits from like middle school and high school, where it's like, I told my grandma something recently, I think, and she tried to fact check me on it, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is true. The only time I've heard this is in 7th grade history, so you might be
It's in
right.
the American public schooling system.
So I could be wrong. This next one is interesting. First one, not from medieval England, although it is from England. Turn a
Ooh.
blind eye.
Turn a blind eye. That I'm like starting to try to guess the origin, which I'm not even actually doing.
I will guarantee you would not guess this one.
Means to look away, to like see
Yeah.
something and be like, I didn't see that.
Not my problem. I don't know. Is it not my problem or just like, I don't.
It
I
could
don't
be not
care.
my problem, or like, I'm like, I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Good job.
Thanks.
Turn a blind eye is so when I looked it up, it was like I couldn't tell if they had solved it or like there were a lot of beliefs of where it originated, but the most commonly agreed upon one was during a British um, attack in 1801. There was a British admiral named Horatio Nelson who led the attack on cavalry, and he was blind in his left eye, and he was supposed to um, the like other whatever like home base or whatever in military operations, whatever you call it, would use a flag to signal whether they should retreat or continue the fight if they think they could like win the engagement. And so he would like use his telescope to see if they had like a retreat flag up or a keep going flag. And apparently the saying comes from he was in battle and he thought he could win, and he didn't want to see if they had a retreat flag up, so he held his telescope up to his blind eye and like, basically turning a blind eye to the retreat flag.
That's what I was gonna guess. Actually,
Yeah, were you gonna say Horatio Nelson?
That's actually really interesting.
Which is one of those things where it's like that's crazy, and I'm assuming they won the battle because they said that he joked about it with his British boys, but it's one of those things where
His
it's like
lads.
that's crazy. Can you imagine being one of the soldiers that's like, should we retreat? And this guy's like, no, they're not
Onward.
telling us to retreat, and he's just not looking. But yeah, kind of makes you think about old timey battle.
For sure.
You don't want to think about it too long because it's really gruesome, but you get some good sayings out of it, such as turn a blind eye, as well as feeling under the weather, which this one is kind of cool.
Okay. I mean, it means feeling sick.
Yeah.
Got the sniffles.
This one's obvious, feeling under the weather. This one comes from sailors at sea when they were literally sick would sit under the bow of the ship to like genuinely lay underneath the like harsh conditions
Under
at
the
sea.
weather.
So they were genuinely under the weather. And I know I've said genuinely like 3 times at this point, but I can't think of a
But
better word to
genuinely?
say like
That's super interesting.
they were actually underneath the weather. Cuz like from like a logical standpoint, all of these sayings, you like think about them for a second and you're like, why does that, like I talked about this last week to you about like scot free. I used to avoid that saying / hesitate on it because it didn't make any sense to me.
And what did you think it sounded like?
I thought it was get off scotch free, which I didn't know if that was like an alcohol thing or like scotch tape somehow. Like, Coca-Cola created like red Santa Claus. Maybe scotch tape created like you don't have to worry when you use scotch tape. Which is a great jingle, but like
Hire this man.
yeah. What's it called? Sponsor us. Once we get 20
Podcaster
subs,
who does not
yeah.
know the word for sponsor.
add us up.
Welcome to the word episode.
Yeah. Catch us on YouTube, like and subscribe. And so I would just avoid that saying, but I later found out it was scot-free. How did I get here? Because it's like like these sayings come from real life things and everyone hears them. But I just never got the origins.
Until now.
Until this episode, you may not have. And this is one of those things where, people say they don't teach you anything in school. They should be teaching you this in school. But that makes it sound like I was one of those people that said they don't teach you anything in school. I do think they teach you stuff in school. This is sort of unlike related to anything.
We're spiraling here.
We are spiraling. We'll get back on track. But really quickly, I think when people say, like, when am I going to use this? Or, like, questions like that, I've heard one of the best responses is, most of school, and, you can argue whether it's worth it or not. Maybe. Most of school is teaching you how to learn. It's not always showing you super relevant amazing life skills, because when are you gonna like use some of these like trigonometry identities?
When are you gonna use 6th grade serfdom principles?
Well, today.
Not on a podcast in
Today.
15 years.
Exactly.
I don't even know.
Whenever, however many
I'm not doing
years.
that math.
So yeah, that's my piece. Anyways, the next saying is spill the beans.
Spill the tea.
Spill the beans. This one's funny actually. The origins of this come from ancient Greece, where their voting system in ancient Greece was derived from a white vase that was like placed in the center, and then the Greek political people, I don't know, leaders would vote on like passing things with, I think, like black and brown beans and put it into the vase, and then at the end they would count up the results and say, oh, this many number of people voted yes, this many people voted no. And if the vase was tipped over, it was showing the results early before they were supposed to be revealed, and it was literally spilling the beans.
That's so interesting. It's fascinating how, I mean, like, given these origins are all true, like how long
True.
like things like that stay in just like human
Right?
vocabulary, like that concept has been preserved for so long.
Well,
Especially given like how quickly like language is like dynamic and changing
Old English.
right now, especially.
Well, that's the thing that I'm like, how, because sort of like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, there's these things that have been around for thousands of years, and we just say it because we like hear it and it makes sense. But it kind of makes me think, like, not to go in like a dark way too much, but like, how many of these sayings were like completely like eradicated that would have been like amazing because like, you know, cultures were like forgotten, or like, you know, worse,
So
like
true.
sort of like stomped out. There's gotta be some like great like Irish sayings, or like just any like I don't know. How many like common sayings should be in the zeitgeist at one time? Who knows? But
But
that's
I
kind
think
of
you're
interesting.
right. We have lost like out on a lot of different probably cultural perspectives, or it's even just like I feel like we still learn them because, I mean, like there's a German word for, it seems, about like feelings that we don't have
Oh
like
yeah.
described in our language.
Well, there's like similar to that. There's a lot of like Norwegian words that, because Norway like loves their like cozy environments, and there's like a really famous Norwegian word. I don't know if I'm butchering this or not. But it's like basically describing like a cozy space, and they like have a word for it, but it's
See,
like not
exactly.
just that. It's like the perfect description of it. It's like a fire, low, like
A
no
snug.
overhead lighting. Exactly. Okay. I think this is gonna be my last origin saying.
Let's hear it.
Fly off the handle.
Fly
you
off the
heard this?
handle. Yeah, that means get mad.
Yeah, like go crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of like uncontrollable.
Go bananas.
Go bananas. And a fly off the handle comes.
Just answering them with a different idiom.
Go bananas. Where
Spill the
does that come
tea.
from? Fly off the handle comes from the 1800s, when axes were made poorly, and the axe head would not be put onto the axe handle securely enough, and so when people were chopping with these axes, the axe head would literally fly off the handle of the axe, meaning like the axe head was uncontrollably flying off the handle, which, you know, makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
That makes
That's
sense.
where it comes from.
I was gonna guess like a bike handle it's flying off, but
That's what you would have guessed?
your alternative is much scarier.
Well, I am in my head, I'm hoping these people are just chopping wood and it just goes into like the forest, but we came with some made up sayings,
We
because in the
did.
spirit of where sayings come from and the origins of things, the etymology, we wanted to create our own in the big year of 2026 and see if anything sticks.
Let's go.
So do you want to hit us up first?
I think you should go first because I think you have more than me.
Okay. How about what if we trade off?
How many do you have?
Let me count.
Yeah, no, I think we trade.
Just a
I think
sec.
we do trade off. Jesus.
All right, these are weathered. try to test it.
Feeling under the weather.
All right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But I don't. Most of these are bad.
Okay, so I'll do one, you do two.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. The first one is doing karaoke at the silent disco.
Ooh,
And that means making something about yourself when it's not the time or place.
I really like that. And dancing in the mirror. Okay, I like that one a lot. Wait, what was this? It was doing karaoke in the silent disco. Whoa.
Because you know what silent discos are?
Everyone also has headphones on.
Yeah, everyone's like playing their own music.
So does this
to themselves
saying also
dancing.
somewhat imply that like you're trying to make it about yourself, but people are like sort of doing their own thing and may not even notice you?
Yeah, that's
Or it's like the overall vibe is being messed up because you're self-centered.
kind of just this, like, regardless of the reaction, the idea of you going to a silent disco and doing karaoke, kind of the vibe that.
Have you seen
portrays.
videos of people at a silent disco?
Yeah.
For
For anyone who doesn't know, that's when you go to a shared place wearing headphones, all listening to like the same or different songs depending on what it is.
and it's like
So everyone's
videos.
just quietly shuffling.
I've done one time at like
Really?
someone's birthday party. They rented out the setup and there was 3 channels and you could switch between like different people's auxes, and so it was really funny because you would look around and you'd be like, I know exactly what you're listening to, and you'd switch channel and be like, I know what that group is listening to.
That's so fun.
But if someone was videoing, I think people did video, and I remember it just being like the most cringy / awkward videos of all time, because
it's
it's
just
like
people like silently like
you hear
squeaking,
the
like their
music
shoes.
blasting. Yeah, I mean this one was in a backyard, which made it kind of funny.
okay.
But yeah, if I'm ever being videoed at a silent disco, count your days. I like that one. Mine are not that I like not that smart.
Mine get worse from there.
Okay, so now I do 2.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. My first one is man, you started with such a good one.
They get worse.
All right, here we go. Don't put your head underwater without a snorkel. Which sort of means don't show up somewhere unprepared.
Should you never put your head underwater without a snorkel?
I think it just means like if you're going underwater, if you're going to submerge for an extended period of time, you need something to hold you there.
Gotcha.
It's not my best work.
No, I
but
really
it just
like
got
the
the gears
vibe. I'm
turning.
just not sure that never putting your head underwater without a snorkel is like,
we can workshop that one.
exactly.
Don't be underwater for too long without your handy dandy snorkel.
That rolled off the tongue.
And then the next one is this one's so bad. Facetious freaks fumble faithful friends. A little alliteration.
Really rolls off the tongue.
Right?
I can see that
The 5 F's of the
That's
apocalypse.
one that could survive for thousands of years in our lexicon.
Yeah, alliteration is important. Do you understand what that means?
Alliteration is important.
No, facetious freaks fumble faithful friends.
Oh, I was like, that's a great phrase.
It's like a
It would work if it was an alliteration. Facetious freaks fumble
faithful.
faithful friends.
Yeah.
Like if you're obsessed with yourself, you're gonna lose your friendships.
Am I using facetious wrong? I thought facetious was like, in this meaning, I kind of made it like someone that turns everything into a joke and can't be serious, and like they'll be like, oh, why are you getting mad, bro? It's just a joke type stuff. Where like a lot of people will be like, I'm being facetious. Like someone will be like, why'd you say that? And they'll be like, I'm being facetious.
Oh yeah, you're right. Describe something or someone that is joking, witty, or not intended to be taken seriously.
So facetious is good, but the freaks part makes it too much. You're facetious too often.
Gotcha.
I kind of just wanted to make an alliteration saying because I like alliteration.
I really forgot how to spell facetious and just
Oh
kept
my
looking up
gosh.
fascist.
The number of times I tried to look up facetious and was like, FAC.
Did you have to write this down?
Yeah.
So real.
Yeah. I did it multiple times. All right, what's your next saying?
My next one is second screening with the captions on, which is not taking advantage.
Wait. Say it again.
Second screening with the captions on.
Okay.
Just like not taking advantage of the resources in front of you. Like you've got the captions on, but you're staring at your phone.
Second screening. When you said second screening, I thought it meant your second time watching something, but this time you put the captions on.
Oh, no, that's like a phrase people use for like
Oh,
watching
yeah,
TV
yeah.
and being on your phone at the same time.
Yeah, second screening. That a lot of media is shifting that way. Second screening.
That's why we have to
That's cool.
repeat like
With-
key information multiple times.
This is the person that killed my father.
Yeah, so like second screening is why we have to like keep saying the same bits of
Yeah.
information over and over again.
Yeah. So when you say second screening without the captions on, that was the whole saying, right? That means I like that saying, not taking advantage of the resources handed to you. That's cool. I like that one.
Anyways.
All right, do you want to hear my next ones?
Yeah, your next two.
My next two. Try to catch a fly with a spoon and your plate will be empty at dinner.
Is this a personal experience?
No. But I was thinking of a Karate Kid when I did this one. trying to catch a fly with
Those
a
were
spoon.
chopsticks.
Yeah, that's what it made me think of it. Trying to
funny.
catch a fly with a spoon and you have nothing for dinner implies you're doing something with the wrong tool that doesn't matter.
Are you trying to eat the fly?
Meaning even if you catch the fly, it's not worth it. Like it's sort of like going down a rabbit hole that won't mean anything, but you're already doing it wrong. It's super like this one's a deep one. You got to think about it. My next one is
I'm processing.
My next one is a social battery's worst enemy isn't a wet blanket, but a self-centered. I think I meant to finish this one with something else, but a self-centered person.
That saying was so long I don't remember the start of it.
A social battery's worst enemy isn't a wet blanket. It's someone that's self-centered.
Ah.
Does that make
Are they
any
not
sense?
like can they not be a wet blanket?
Well,
And are all social batteries made the same?
not all social batteries are made the same, but I think in this I was sort of trying to I did a little bit of like what's the worst thing for a conversation?
And it
said
really
one of the
kills
worst
the vibe
things-
when someone is self-centered.
If you keep talking back to yourself in a conversation, that's a bad sign.
Says a podcaster.
I'm not talking about myself. We're talking about the origins of words and sayings and common proverbs, and idioms, and we're making our own, making a name for ourselves. Basically,
Seems like important information to be repeated throughout the episode.
Exactly. A wet blanket. You know what a wet blanket is, right? That's sort of a common
A
saying already.
killjoy.
Yeah, it's sort of someone
Yeah,
that's like.
Yeah, that phrase had other phrases built into it.
That's the beauty of it. It's a compound proverb. Because I was thinking like a wet blanket is often one of the things where someone says it and you're like, oh, the conversation sucked. But I'm trying to shed light on. I feel like a lot of people, in a conversation that may be perceived as a wet blanket,
Inventing words right
a
in front
wet
of your
plankton
eyes.
may be perceived like as a wet blanket in a conversation is not necessarily the human or the person. I actually think it's never the person. It's often like either the state of mind they're in or just like the topic of conversation. Some people, don't want to, and that's what I'm saying. Some people don't want to talk about you all day. Like, so it's like maybe the wet blanket is, we could flip it around where the wet blanket is actually from someone that's self-centered. I like that more. Anyways, this is very like roundabout. I'm like the worst way to second screen. At any point, if you're paying full attention, it doesn't make any sense. My next one is don't feed the man-child chicken nuggies. Which, does that not make sense? Don't feed the man-child chicken nuggies basically means like if you have someone that's like being immature, don't feed into their habits. Don't like you don't want to put up the what are they called? The barriers on the bowling lane. Don't put up
The
the
bumpers.
don't put up the bumpers for someone that like has been acting badly. Do you like Don't Feed the Man-Child chicken nuggies?
Yeah.
I kind of like that one.
I'm not sure that I do.
You don't like that one?
Don't feed the man-child chicken nuggies. Well, actually, I do like it. I think
Yeah.
I think I just don't like man-child and nuggies in the same sentence.
That is a bad pairing. It's just trying to take something that's childish and someone that's not supposed to be childish and put them together. That's the origin.
I like it. No, I liked
Okay,
it.
good. What's your next one?
Don't feed the man-child the Happy Meal. McHappy Meal.
Don't. I mean, yeah, I could reword it, but I was just trying to fly him off.
Those were good. My next one is solving a cardboard-colored puzzle, which means like making things extra hard for yourself by not taking the time to like
Ooh.
look around first and see that maybe there's like an actual picture on the other
A
side.
cardboard colored puzzle. I like that. It's sort of like playing on like putting the pieces together upside down.
Is that a saying?
Well, no, I mean like
But yeah,
cardboard means
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
you have
yeah,
the pieces
yeah.
the wrong way.
Sorry.
Ooh, I like that one. Fly off another one. Is this your last one?
No, I have 4 more.
Oh, you have 4 more? Okay.
I had 6 and you had 12.
Oh, really? Dang. Okay.
Okay, my next one is paving the garden in the winter, judging before realizing the potential of something.
Paving the garden in the winter. Why are
Like,
your sayings so good
You're
and well
like,
thought
oh,
out?
it's just like a plot of dirt. Like, let's just pave over it. But there's a garden under there.
They will bloom.
Yeah.
It's sort of like don't talk to the.
Bloom where you're planted.
That's a similar saying to don't talk to the. What's the word? Don't talk to the. What is
It's like don't
What
don't
are
judge a book by
what do
its cover.
butterflies come out of?
A cocoon.
Don't talk to the cocoon.
Oh, I haven't heard that before.
I don't think it's a real saying. My next one
If you just made that up, like that's
Really? Does it work?
that's so good.
All right, here's my next one. A glass half full is more likely to be perceived by the responsible.
A glass half full is more likely to be perceived by the responsible. So you're saying responsible people are optimists.
Okay, when I read this out loud, I realized that it doesn't read super great because partly it's really clunky, but what I wanted to do, responsible was supposed to mean the person that filled the cup is more likely to see the work they put into the cup of water.
Oh, see, I really like that concept.
I could reword it in a much better way. I wanted to put it together in that way where it's like, if someone it's like you could do it for anything. Like a cup of water is kind of funny because to fill a cup of water, you just go to like your fridge and press on it for like 3 seconds. But like, it's supposed to show like if you put your time and effort into it, you're more likely to see the changes and the benefits that you created. Because you had such a critical eye to the starting empty glass of water, whereas someone that comes up to it may just say that glass has water in it, or half empty. You never know. I was just trying to be like, you're more likely to be an optimist about something if you are already putting change into that thing.
I see.
Where you're taking action, you recognize that it's helping, even if you're not all the way there yet.
So, okay. So if you're like a waiter and you're seeing people's glasses half with liquid in them,
Have water in
are
them.
you thinking, oh, they're still halfway full?
Yeah, I would assume you say those are
Oh.
half full, but I need to bring them all the way up to reach their full potential to fully hydrate these patrons.
I want to live in your world.
Why?
Everyone's like, it's like built-in optimism. It's so good.
That's my saying.
That's your
It's
optimistic
not really
waiter
a
saying.
saying. My saying is still a work in progress. Maybe next
All
episode
of these
we'll
are
have a full one.
sayings. What do you mean?
My next saying is, I'm on your side like a duck's quack.
I'm on your side. This has like really good flow to it. Like,
Like white on rice.
yeah. Say it again.
I'm on. It's so good flow. It went in one ear and out the other so quickly. I'm on your side like a duck's quack.
I'm on your side like a duck's quack. Like,
Do you-
I feel like I get the vibe, but
Here's
I'm
what it
not
means.
sure what side the duck's
Here's
quack
what it
is.
means.
Yeah.
The duck's crack.
Crack?
No, quack. On your side. It's basically like saying if you have an opinion about something, I'm like ride or dying. I'm like the quack comes with the duck. So like whatever you say, I'm saying louder maybe with the quack, but also a little niche part of the quack. A quack is supposed to be, there was a Mythbusters on this. A quack is supposed to be one of the sounds that has the least echo or something. Maybe it's the most. But when I wrote it, it was supposed to have the least echo, which means when you say something, I'm not rebounding and pushing back at all. I'm just following what you're saying because I'm ride or dying with it.
And say the saying one more time.
The saying is I'm on your side like a duck's quack. Quack.
I guess I just don't really see how the first part of the saying relates.
Well, a duck's quack, you could just say duck's quack, but I was saying like in a sentence.
The phrase could just be duck's
like,
quack.
Duck's quack. Yeah. It would be shortened to duck's quack, but I was trying to give like some
Okay,
lead
I
up to it.
see.
Like someone says, "Oh, this is what I'm thinking," and I'm like, "I'm on your side like a duck's quack." Where I'm like, "Listen, I'm there all the way. I will go to war with this opinion with you."
Okay. I like the flow, and I think that makes it solid.
All right, what's your next one?
Right, my next one is lighting fireworks in a dry grass field, which means trying to
Oof.
look cool but not really considering the consequences of your actions.
Yeah, this one's good. This one's good. I like this one a lot. This one, hits home. Hits close to home.
Enough said.
What's your next one?
My next one is visiting an aquarium in the new year. Which again, kind of like
Oh.
enough said. If you get it, you get it. We can
No.
move on.
Enough said. Visiting an aquarium in the new year. Yeah, that one's money. Okay, here are some more from me. One must find. Wait. One must find Jesus. One must find true joy in the time between YouTube shorts. Basically, acknowledging the slow parts of life when you're not on YouTube shorts. That one's pretty self-explanatory. My next one is curiosity is what separates a twig from a drumstick.
I love that actually. That is my favorite one so far.
I was pretty proud of that one. I didn't know what to like turn it into, but I liked it where it was like, there's plenty of things around us where we just don't even think about it. But yeah, I was pretty happy with that one. What was it even? Curiosity is what separates a twig from a drumstick.
Dang, that one was so good.
Here's another. To scroll is to live.
So that sounds pretty adverse to most conversations I've had with you.
Nah, I just wanted to throw that one in there. Do you have any more?
I have one last one.
Yeah, do your last one, and then I think I have one more.
All right. This one I wrote right before filming. It's drinking tea while watercolor painting, which is kind of a personal story of mine where anytime if I'm drinking tea while I watercolor, my brush is going straight in my tea.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that.
So kind of a
So what's
niche,
the meaning?
like that's a recipe for disaster. Like
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
like drinking tea while watercolor painting.
Recipe for disaster. I like that one. That's good. All right. Ready for my last? Or I actually have two more.
Yeah.
Here's my second to last. The pain behind a smile is only known by the inner demon.
Okay. These are taking me a second
Which
to
is
come around
A little
to, but
dark, but also could be twisted in like a
this could be
fun
like
way.
a like really famous like metal song.
For real. But I also kind of think it's like if you're forcing yourself to like go out or have a fun time, but it's like I've heard people talk about how like having fun and being happy are two different things. where it's sort of like, oh, I need to like have a good time on my weekend because I don't want to just go back to the weekdays and have nothing to talk about. But it's like, really, you'd be like, I would be so much more happy if I just didn't do anything on Saturday. But I feel like part of you is like, there's this little demon in the back of you that's like, come on. I don't know. You can go a lot of ways with this. and
It's deep.
And then my last one is, the little pile of trash in your corner can still claim they earned their spot.
I thought that was gonna be like
Motivation?
I'm gonna do something about the pile of trash in my
No.
corner.
No.
But they have earned their spot.
I'm just trying to say, like, it's a goofy way to say, like, you know, you shouldn't be like, what's the word for like when you don't recognize the privilege in something. It's like when you get sick and you're like, God, I wish I didn't take advantage of when I had a working nose or something, or like I hurt my leg and I like didn't even think about how like gracious I was that I can walk. It's just, you know, recognizing the little things. What is the word I'm looking for? Can you look this up? Can you look this up really quick while I waste words?
Yeah.
All right.
What am I looking up?
Look up word for when.
I forgot you Google things like an old man.
Yeah, word for when you wish you were gracious for something, or like you are like past tense, recognize something you don't have. Today's wasted
like
words.
you're not grateful until it's gone.
Yeah. Maybe it's just that saying.
Taking it for granted.
Taking it for granted. Oh my God. I was literally going to like be so bummed if I didn't think of it the entire episode. But taking things for granted, that's what it is. You don't, I just want people to recognize to not take things for granted. That's also, I'm going to say that's what me getting wasted this week was, me stumbling over that word, taking things for granted. Don't know what you have until it's gone. It's flowing now. And I think we are good. I
think those were some solid wasted words.
That was some etymology. Thanks, y'all. Whoop, 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 whoop.